يا راغبا في كل علم نافع.
ينمو العلم ويتقدم بتقنياته ومجالاته، ومعه نطور أدواتنا في تقديم العلم الشرعي. أكاديمية
زاد أكاديمية ينبوعها صاف ليروي غلة الظمآن، وتعلم الفقه الميسر عاملا بالشرع دون تعصب لفلان. بشرى لنا زاد أكاديمية للعلم كالأزهار في البستان.
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهداه. أما بعد. So the consensus of all scholars, as mentioned in the previous class, that a Muslim woman can never marry anyone other than a Muslim man. When it comes to a Muslim man, it's a bit different, because a Muslim man can marry only one of three women: a Muslim woman, a Jew woman, or a Christian woman. And this was mentioned in the Quran when Allah Azza wa Jal says, "This day all good foods have been made lawful, and the food of those who were given the scriptures is lawful for you." This is related to what they slaughter, and we've mentioned this before in different various classes. And Allah Azza wa Jal says, before you, when you have given their due compensation, upon what? Upon marrying the women. Lawful in marriage are chaste women from among the believers, and the chaste women from among those who were given the scriptures. So it is permissible for a Muslim man to marry a Jew or a Christian, providing she is chaste and that you give her her dowry as compensation. But if she is not chaste, then it's not permissible for you to marry. Someone you dated, someone you met in a nightclub, a'udhu billah. This is not lawful for you to marry, because Allah Azza wa Jal said that she has to be among those believers, and chaste women from she has to be chaste women from among those who were given the scriptures. There are a number of prohibited types of marriage, and these types of marriages are prohibited for the benefit and the best of interest of either women or the community at large. So the first type is known as Nikah Shighar. And Nikah Shighar is a type of marriage quid pro quo. You give me this, I give you that. And this scenario is, someone proposes to my sister for marriage. And I say, the likes of you would never be rejected. And I'm interested in your sister, by the way. So tell you what, I give you my sister in marriage, and I'll marry your sister. That's a good bargain. And he agrees, and we conduct the marriage. No dowry is given or named, no rights are taken care of. Such marriage of convenience is not permissible, and it's invalid, because we're overlooking the rights of the women. We're interested only in our rights, and such a marriage is haram for the prohibition as per the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. The second type of prohibited marriage is known as tahleel marriage. If you remember the last class, we said a woman who is temporarily prohibited for me to get married to is my ex if I divorce her 3 times. I can't marry her. Forever? No. This is temporary. And it is dependent on a condition. I can marry her only if she were to marry a second man, a real marriage, lives with him, and consummate the marriage, and then they get divorced. Not with the intention to get back to me, but they just couldn't live together. Now I can remarry her. So many times people play a game and they do something or a trick. A man divorces his wife 3 times. They come to the mufti. Shaykh, what should we do? There's nothing to do. You have to separate. And she cannot marry you unless she marries someone else. So they arrange someone to marry her temporarily, and sometimes not even consummate the marriage. Or even if the marriage was consummated for a night, one stand, then he divorces her, but with the intention of getting her legal for her ex. This is not permissible. The Prophet ﷺ said in an authentic hadith, shall I not tell you of a borrowed billy goat? So he explained that he is al-muhallil. He is someone who's hired, who's agreed with to marry his ex so that after divorcing her, he could marry her himself. The Prophet ﷺ said, may Allah curse al-muhallil and al-muhallalu lahu. May Allah curse both, the one for whom tahleel is done and the one who's doing it. So both people are cursed in the process, which means that this is a really serious issue. The third type of haram marriages known as Mut'ah marriage. And this is infamous and spread among the Rafidah. It's not something that Muslims do. It is widely spread among the Rafidah. And this is an agreement. This type of marriage was allowed. It was permitted in the beginning time of Islam. When there was a huge need for it, the Prophet allowed it. Then the Prophet ﷺ was the one to prohibit it and deny it. When he said, O people, I used to allow you to engage in mut'ah marriage, but now Allah has forbidden that until the day of resurrection. That this is a hadith reported in Sahih Imam Muslim. No one could argue with this. So it is the Prophet who prohibited it by the instruction and orders of Allah Azza wa Jal till the day of judgment. What is the format of mut'ah marriage? It's an agreement. I meet a girl and I say to her, listen, let's get married and I'll give you $1,000 for a whole month. She agrees. So we get married for the price of $1,000, and after the month is over, she goes her way, I go my way. There's no divorce, there's no iddah, there is nothing engaged, no strings attached. So it's like hiring a prostitute nowadays. After the prohibition was finalized, it is totally prohibited, and it is the consensus of Muslims, scholars, that it is prohibited and it is zina. And no wonder that it incubates a great deal of haram in it. We can see the impact of it when we find that it leads to a lot of negative consequences in the community. When if children resulted from it, they wouldn't know who's the father is, they would be not taken care of. Women would be degraded and treated as prostitutes because this is what they actually are. And they would be misused, and a lot of haram would spread. Countries and cities that have mut'ah, marriage in, it's like brothels. People go there to do their thing and leave and pay women for such services, which is definitely against what Islam is all about. Islam is about stability, compassion, having a family, having the sustainability of mankind, protection and continuation. This is not found in nikah al-mut'ah. And you ask, this is the religion. But if you want to go a bit further and put some logic to it, when we allow nikah al-mut'ah, the marriage of mut'ah, do you think that the desires would be reduced? No. You would find people going from one woman to the other, like they go to brothels, prostitutes. They pay money and they have fun for a week, and then it's all over, and they keep on going and doing this. They cannot know whose son is this, and whether he was from the first marriage of the first week in November or the week in January, or they don't know, because she had been with so many men. And when you marry someone like that, how would you know that she isn't conceived from the previous marriage she had a couple of weeks ago? And all of this means that the lineage would be mixed and spoiled and polluted, and such a community would never prosper and would never be productive Islamically. هذا والله أعلم ونسبة العلم إليه أسلم وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله نبينا محمد.
يا راغبا في كل علم نافع
ينمو العلم ويتقدم بتقنياته ومجالاته، ومعه نطور أدواتنا في تقديم العلم الشرعي. أكاديمية
زاد أكاديمية ينبوعها صاف ليروي غلة الظمآن، وتعلم الفقه الميسر عاملا بالشرع دون تعصب لفلان. بشرى لنا زاد أكاديمية للعلم كالأزهار في البستان.